Hello and welcome, my name is Zane and in this video I'll be showing you the results from 10 hours of thieving Ardy nights. And for this one we started with 87 thieving and we ended with 91. As for the loot, there's only one thing they really drop, as you'll all know, which is coins, so it should come as little surprise that that's the only thing in this price check. But we managed to get just over 2.1 mil in total across 10 hours, and that was using a rogue set which does double the amount of coins you'd get. And while this isn't the most crazy loot in the world, it's pretty decent when you consider that this is pretty easy to do, there's no real risk involved, and you don't really have any supply costs either. For the stats, the most important one is we got 1.8 mil thieving experience overall for an average of 180k per hour, which essentially makes this one of the fastest ways of training thieving in the game along with pyramid plunder, and it really comes down to preference as to which you choose. Since the profit is the same as the loot for this one, we averaged 213k per hour, which again is very bad as an overall moneymaker, but it's pretty decent as a skilling moneymaker specifically, as it's something you'll just be passively earning while you're training. Although the one key thing to mention here is that this method is very click intensive and it can be quite focus intensive at parts as well. So essentially you should never do this just for the profit. The real reason you do this is for the experience. And the final stat I have for you is that we averaged over 2,100 pickpockets per hour. The main thing about this that you have to keep in mind is that you're going to get less pickpockets per hour at lower levels and more at higher levels. And these pickpockets decide how much experience you'll be getting and how much profit you'll be getting per hour. As for the method itself, it was a very mixed bag. At best this method is semi-AFK but highly click intensive, and at worst it's not really AFK at all. If you can find a world that has a splasher on it to keep the knight in place, then this method isn't too bad, because the knight doesn't get to move around that much usually, although every now and then it will still move. The main problem comes in when either there isn't a splasher available or something goes wrong and the knight gets free, because then you have to wait for it to get relured in place, which can end up with you having to hop worlds, or just give up on having a splasher altogether. Essentially, in my opinion, this method is not as good as it used to be, not only because of the coin pouches which you have to constantly keep in check, but also because now it's actually totally relying on other people as well, and it's very easy to mess it up. Personally, I'd pick Pyramid Plunder over this any day because I actually enjoy Pyramid Plunder, whereas I don't enjoy having my screen zoomed in and just clicking on one spot over and over again. But it's really up to you, given both of them have pretty similar experience rates at most levels. But with all of that covered, that is it for the findings of this video, so I hope you enjoyed and found it helpful. And as always, if you've got anything you'd like to see me cover, feel free to drop me a line and I'll do what I can to make it happen. But that's it from me for this one, so I hope you're all having a wonderful day as always, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!